We are so blessed to live in the new covenant where we are not under law, but under grace. People in the early church struggled with legalism because of the law and traditions of the old covenant. Some of the Jewish leaders were putting rules on the believers about food and drink and observing certain days as holy based on the old covenant law. But Paul encouraged the believers to not allow any person to decide for them what their response to Christ's work should be. Each person needs to act in faith because Jesus won such a glorious victory on the cross by fulfilling the whole law and becoming the sacrifice for all sin. There is no place for legalism. Romans 8:3-4 says, "For what the law could not do in that it was weak through the flesh, God did by sending his own Son in the likeness of sinful flesh on account of sin. He condemned sin in the flesh that the righteous requirements of the law might be fulfilled in us who do not walk according to the flesh, but according to the Spirit." Romans 6:14 says, "You no longer live under the requirements of the law. Instead, you live under the freedom of God's grace." And Colossians 2:17 says, "For these rules are only shadows of the reality yet to come, and Christ himself is that reality." This verse describes the rules and regulations in the Old Covenant law as shadows of the reality to come, which was Jesus coming as a man to take sin upon himself at the cross. When he died, he fulfilled the law by becoming the sacrifice for us. We are no longer bound to the Old Covenant law. We now live a life of faith in Jesus, who paid the penalty for sin. Since this verse equates the law with shadows of Christ, let's think about what that means. A shadow is a dark area caused by the light shining on something. Do we look at the person or do we look at their shadow? Do we have a relationship with the person or the shadow? Wherever light is shining a shadow, a dark place will be cast. The light shines on Jesus, bringing freedom. But if we focus on the shadow, which is the rules and regulations of the law, it brings bondage to the law. As believers in Jesus, we are no longer under the law, but under grace, because we have put our faith in Jesus. Let's follow him, not the law, which is only his shadow.